What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Steve and this is Liam. Now Liam ain't normally on the channel because he works in a different country. However, we are building his Datsun 280Z project, which will be, well, was going to be an RB25 swap. Now, we got it back from sandblasting on probably 2 weeks ago now, on the last video. I'll put the link up here. And we found out that it was two cars. So what's happened in the past is it's had a front end and they've cut a quarter off another car and welded it back together. Now, this isn't necessarily the worst thing to happen if it was done right, but the guy that's done it previously has used a tolerance of about 10 mil. So some of the panels literally overlap. So, you know, that is going to cause us a lot more work down the line than we wanted. And obviously, I'm no expert, I'm just doing this as a hobby. So this led us to have a conversation with Liam. You know, is it worth it financially? And, you know, have we got the time and resources to do that? Because I'm just down there on my own. So we got into a deep conversation. Essentially, Liam starts crying. He's telling me this is his dream car. He's out in a different country to pay for this car. You know, he's on a good wage, and then he starts bribing me. So he's getting his money out, you know, offering sexual favours with his nice white teeth, you know, and then he throws the 5 selects at me. I mean, I just don't know what sort of man does he think I am. But anyway, let me finish my dinner and then I'll show you where we're starting. Alright, so here she is. Now obviously we're just pulling your pisser with, you know, potentially scrapping it. We was never going to scrap this car, you know, no matter what state it came back from blasting in, because at the end of the day, this is Liam's dream build. And the DIY Tuners channel ethos is essentially, you know, learning new skills yourself to make things financially viable. You know, this car would not be financially viable if you needed to put 15, 20 grand into the shell, you know, paying someone else to do all the work. So this is where we're going to do it all ourselves. We're going to learn. Yeah, it will be a lot of work and it will be a lot of learning, but you know, that's what it's about. This is a hobby at the end of the day. You don't count your hobby pennies, so it don't matter what you put into it. So let's go around here and I'll show you what we're going to start on. So I'm not going to start at the front because that's the bit that's all fucked up. And I'm going to start essentially with taking these panels out. So someone's just welded them in at the back of that panel and then bogged over it. But we're going to do everything nice and flush. And then we're going to start on this rear quarter. So this is probably, it's in worse shape than the other side, but in better shape. I'll show you in a minute if that makes sense. So this is just all wavy where it's probably had a bit of a accident damage in the past. It's been pulled out with some like a slide hammer, and yeah, it's wavy as. So we managed to get this rear quarter piece. So this pretty much, obviously when we take the old skin off, goes on and it pretty much takes away all of the shit pieces that's under there, which we're going to cut the flare off anyway like this because it's going to have over fenders on. But I think this was like 70 quid off eBay, so bit of a decent find. And then on the other side, so this rear quarter is in better condition, sort of at the bottom, but it's just been put on the car really bad. So what we'll do with this one is we'll cut all this weld back off and then drill. I don't even know how they've welded it on. That's might be a bit of a nightmare. But we're basically going to pull the whole rear quarter off like you would with a normal panel, you know, drilling the spot welds and that. And we'll take it all the way down to where it goes on the sill there. We'll pull it back off. We'll probably cut, you know, 10 mil off each panel because the angles on this bit, they just don't make sense. So we'll cut away all the shite and then I'll look at making like a little filler piece to join them back up, and then obviously weld it in properly. But yeah, it's going to be a long old road, but let's get the grinder out and get on with it. So that is the panel off. Now, I didn't talk much while I was doing it because this is the first time I've ever took a panel off myself. So I was learning the process as I was going. But to be fair, it was pretty easy. You know, the tools I had was, I just pilot drilled it with a 2mm, and then we got the spot weld drill bit just to drill all the spot welds off all the way around. I think the hardest bit I found was finding where the spot welds were, because I've seen a lot of people restoring crash damaged cars on YouTube, like newer ones, and you can see clear as day where the spot welds are. But like I'm guessing in the 70s, yeah, quality control weren't that good, and it was just a man spot welding it, and he basically put them wherever he wanted. So we found them all anyway. I've left this little piece in. I was cut off with a grinder because there's a little bit of rust down at the bottom, and I didn't want to sort of rag the whole panel around and mess up that corner, so I'll remove it on its own. But pretty happy with that, to be fair. The line across the top is where that panel meets up, so I didn't want to go too close to it straight away. I'll trim that up when I'm fitting that panel. But yeah, pretty happy with that, considering it's my first time and it's not even my car. So can you imagine, you're watching YouTube, but instead of some random bloke, it's your mate, and instead of some random car, it's your 280Z project, and some guy who hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing is chopping it up. So big respect to Liam. He's got some massive balls for doing that, but you know, at least he's getting labour for free. Well, 5 selects anyway. But yeah, one more thing tonight, because it has got pretty dark, so it's pitch black now. So this package came in. It's from Apex Engineered in the US, and it's pretty much front end suspension assembly, subframe and everything to make the RB25 that's sat in the corner over there bolting. Now, I've been dying to open this up. Obviously I've had a quick look at it, but it's all bubble wrapped, so we're going to cut that all off, lay it out, and then see what it looks like. Alright, so I won't wrap it all because no doubt I'll have to store it for the next 10 years when we've finally got this thing together. But I tell you what, shout out to the boys at Apex because they make some nice kit. Now, I don't know if you can see the colour, if the camera will focus. It's sort of like a crinkled black and silver. It's pretty nice, to be fair. I think Liam's picked the right colour for that because he wanted to go for, like, you know, a classy underside of the car anyway. So, you know, you could have gone orange or red or like a loud colour, but definitely think this colour is going to suit the car when we've finally painted it and shown you guys the colour. But yeah, absolutely amazing quality on that stuff. And then obviously we've got the sump back here because the RB sump has to be chopped at the back to accept that subframe and fit in the Datsun. So that's been done, so that should be basically the engine all bolted now. Obviously we're going to do a few mods to the engine, probably with the crank, because the oil pump has issues on the 25, but we'll sort that out way in the future. We've got plenty of work to do. So as always, thanks for watching. I hope the quality of the video is good, because you know, with camera in the dark, when it gets not so good lighting down here, ain't the best. So if anyone's watching, they've got other recommendations on a decent camera that does well in low light, then let us know in the comments, because I'm always looking to improve the quality. And obviously getting to winter now, pretty much every video I do down here will be in the dark. So, well, not for the next month at least, because Boris got his way and locking us all down again. So luckily down here is my workplace, so you know, I might be able to get a little bit of work done on my breaks. You never know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you got this far. I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you on the next one.